For the makers who lead, success isn't measured in promises. It's measured in results. At Rockwell Automation, our 24,000 employees across the globe focus every day on delivering business results for our customers. Because with every result achieved, we realize the promise of expanding human possibilities. That's why we're Rockwell. Our customers make products and deliver solutions that touch all of our lives. And they partner with us to realize measurable, consistent, and profitable business outcomes, delivering the real results they and their customers depend on. The people of Rockwell and our vast production technology portfolio make a real difference in industrial production quality, speed, and efficiency, making a difference in ramping up adequate supplies of life-saving vaccines, making a difference by helping deliver vehicles that are affordable, efficient, and safe, making a difference by engineering sustainability into every system and solution we deliver. Because at Rockwell, we believe better is possible. And the results we deliver add value for our customers every day, in every industry we serve. Our systems connect your company end to end with data-fueled insights, improving the decisions that deliver results and expanding human possibilities. Rockwell Automation.
Good evening, depending on where you are. My name is Dominique Scheider. I am the Industry Manager at Rockwell Automation for Industry Transportation Industries. And today I am joined by Dr. Ludmila Dir. Good morning. Managing Director at Elite Experts Conferences, also hosting the ECC Technology Podcast. And Ludmila is going to help me to navigate on these issues, the complexities and opportunities surrounding the emergence of Europe's EV battery market, and especially what companies need to consider if they want to participate in what will be an incredibly competitive and highly rewarding environment. And I recently joined Ludmila for an ECC, the episode 14 of the Technology 4 podcast, also featuring Dr. Greg Ombach, Executive VP of Battery Systems and Head of Group Strategy and Innovation at Draxler-Meyer, and Yann Vincent, the CEO of ACC Automotive Cell Company, and to take her on a journey through the battery design, the development, deployment, and where we also the short, medium, and long-term future lying. But in today's live stream, we'd just like to give you an introduction of what we discussed during the podcast, and hopefully whetting your appetite to listen to the full broadcast that is online now. But firstly, Ludmila, I wonder if you can give us just a quick introduction about yourself and your highly productive and informative podcast series.
Thank you very much, Dominique, for this nice introduction, and also thank you for hosting me here. This time we switched the places, right? So this time you are the host and I'm the guest here. And let me give a little bit, let's say, of my own background. When I say I'm the managing director at Elite Experts Conferences, and everyone thinks like, oh, okay, you come from marketing side or from the at least technical marketing. And that's completely wrong, because I have really a technical background. I studied chemistry and I did my PhD in material sciences. And then I worked for automotive supplier. That was actually the entry in the automotive industry for me. And yes, then I did the additional study in marketing and event management. And now I lead and manage Elite Experts Conferences. And actually, we are also very well known for technical marketing and, let's say, to create live events, but also digital panel discussions on very, very current, important topics. Sometimes topics that are important, but still somehow neglected. And that was one of the topics what we, let's say, managed to have in this panel discussion, this very premium panel discussion, because, you know, we currently see a lot of companies that can make huge, great results on the lab scale, but have really struggles to come into the mass production. That's what we try to tackle in this podcast. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think, and that's why also you are playing this role. Yeah, I'm glad that people like you and yourself are devoting a time to promote this, as you said, capability and collaboration. I know how much collaboration for you is an important topic on your podcast. So thank you for what you are doing here.
And actually, we mentioned collaboration several times, and also talked about, let's say, because I mean, we also need to be strong in the Europe to be able to be, let's say, acknowledged counterpart to the Asian players, right? So we covered that also in our podcast episode, and we also try to show where are the business opportunities. So what do you think for who in our audience would be really good to tune in and to listen? Where could they really see, okay, that is a huge business opportunity? Because we showed really a lot of areas which are, from the business-wise, let's say, or from the business perspective, very, very interesting. Do you remember that?
Yeah, for sure. And it was quite a broader discussion from the early stages of the extraction of raw materials to the recycling, indeed, in this podcast. But all of that start for sure with the regulation that is happening in Europe, from the objective that are for 2030, 2035, and the fit for purpose, the fit for 55 that have been described in July last year. So European is going to the decarbonization of EV, and that's a fact. And this is causing a lot of disruptions and for technologies, for new materials. Last week, the CEO of Mercedes expressed his concern also regarding the scarce supply of the raw material for EV. But the good thing is that this is generating a lot of reactions and even large European investments, and new GV created almost every week. So with that, we know there are a lot of cultural challenges when you see, as you said, between Asia and Europe and Americans. That's not easy to speak the same language and to face so much technical challenges. But working together, collaboration to accelerate these processes, and how technology can help in that. That was a good discussion, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Actually, we had the view from, let's say, the supply chain. We had the view from the chemistry side. We had several times we had amazing market analysis shown, for example, by Dr. Ombach and so on. So really, we covered quite a bright variety of opinions, of views, and so on. So what was actually the Rockwell Automation role in this podcast? So what kind of knowledge and expertise could you additionally give that podcast? What can the audience expect from that?
Yeah, in fact, as Rockwell, we have been experiencing a lot of disruptions like this one in other industries. And we think by bringing together expertise from multiple other industries can bring value. But at the end, it's all about the scaling today from the lab research and development that are ongoing for batteries up to the full volume production. We know what it takes to go into these stages of development and production. And we believe in people and processes and technologies, all three together, and with committed objectives and results for ambitious project, because we know that is having proven results, but there is a process to go for that.
I would even add one fourth point, because we also mentioned several times business collaborations. And I remember that you also talked about recent collaborations that you started at Rockwell Automation. So what kind of topics regarding business collaboration was also covered by this podcast?
Yeah, and it's a way for us to go, because we have some end users, especially in the automotive, where we have multiple decades of collaboration with them. So this is not so much something new for us, but it's also about technological partners like Microsoft, Cisco, PTC, or Fanuc, or Ansys. They are also bringing value because they have a unique play that we cannot supply by ourselves, and all together we are here to hit this market and respond to the demand of our customers.
And when we covered all the sides that involved in this process, the supply chain, let's say from the chemistry side, from automation, robotics side, and so on. So, and bringing that all together, are you going very enthusiastically into the future? So are you really looking forward, like, okay, we can tackle that in Europe as well?
We have to. Do we have an option to not do that? Asia is becoming the benchmark today, honestly, and we know that there are a lot of machines that will be sourced out of Asia to build the gigafactories in Europe. But our role into that as Rockwell Automation is to really make from machines effective plants, top performing plants. And for that, we need to not only connect, as I said, the people, but connect these machines together, create a lean and a very operational shop floor. And for that, we even believe that the gigafactory that will be erected in the next year will be the physical twin of a digital plant that will be running in the cloud environments already since 1 or 2 years. We want this to be a replica of a simulation and emulation process, and this is not unreal to say that is possible today, from a PLM design to even the training of operators. We know how much the skills shortage will be an important topic. We discussed that during the podcast, and we think with the digital twin before the physical twin that the workers can hit the deck running and get all the training to get familiarized with their process tools before it starts in the real shop floor. So much earlier in the ramp-up phase. And this is also where technology can help today.
I'm glad that you see that optimistic. I mean, yes, and also like a huge part of realism as well. So because let's say, it will be challenging, but it's good to have ambitious goals as well. And from my side, I can say also, like when people expect something really boring and super technical and so on in the podcast, you won't find that. It will be entertaining. You will be surprised how open-minded and willing to share the panelists were. Or Dominic, would you agree on that it was really such an incredible, very positive and pleasant atmosphere of sharing knowledge?
I was convinced even before in the episode 14, Ludmila. So no doubt for me, I really enjoyed to take part of that. And because also we learn from each other. You made the panel in order, so we learn from each other. And there were also many other topics that, as you said, have been addressed. And again, I can talk about the lithium-ion production and the short-term goals, also on recycling and the extended collaboration around the battery technology, all the labs that are erected now in Europe in more or less every country, the vertical integration to attract also talent to make this venture successful. So yes, that was quite a lot, but I really enjoyed and I learned a lot out of this, yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I'm the one who knows the numbers, and I see them rising as crazy, especially during the weekends, because people then really somehow maybe downloaded that during the week and then listened to the podcast episode, and it's really rising like crazy. And so and we got already some very, very nice feedback from high-level people in the industry that I say super valuable information, super interesting discussion. So I can really recommend to tune in. It's quite long, but you will never be bored. It will be super entertaining, and we will go through so many topics. You will be so well educated and entertained and inspired afterwards, I guess.
Yeah, all the best for the listener. And we all know that, as you said, it's unattractive because this is a white page, and it's not so often in the industry, even since 1 century, that we have the opportunity to create something as new as this battery ecosystem. So again, I'm glad that you made this series of podcasts to enable the connections, because we know there are a lot of challenges in front of that, including the cost of the battery cells produced in Europe. We know the pressure is immense to be efficient, top performing, and a cost market. But we strongly believe that data connectivity, the data analytics, and the industry 4.0 behind that are really delivering a great momentum. So thank you for all of this. Definitely, I'm super happy that the podcast is successful for you, and it was for me, I'm sure.
Thank you very much for participating in the podcast and also for creating this atmosphere, because it's never just about us creating that. It's also about the panelists, let's say, giving that knowledge and sharing. And if the audience will listen and will need any kind of business collaboration with you, and if you would have any kind of follow-up questions and so on, please get back to us, get in contact, and we will try to answer as many questions as possible and to do as many connections as possible. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Ludmila. Thank you very much. Goodbye. And now we have, I think, some time for open questions on the live LinkedIn stream. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Talk soon.
Thank you.